Hello! In this video I want to look at how Myka Stauffer behaves towards her daughter Kova. There are a few examples across her videos that I want to look at, and I think it's going to give us more of an idea of how she relates to her daughter and more of an idea of how a narcissistic mother can behave. I've mentioned in previous videos that I think her behaviour comes across to me as narcissistic, and I've talked about why that is. You know, we've looked at different examples of her behaviour. If you haven't seen those videos, please have a look. So if you click on the channel icon, then you'll see the playlists, and the latest videos, I think there are 5 of them, are about Myka Stauffer.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I want to pop on here and talk to you about co-parenting. My experience being a single mom, my experience co-parenting, and what's gonna happen to Kova this summer. So if you do not know who Kova is, she is my oldest daughter that I had with a man who I was engaged to in a previous relationship. And I wanna say that this was really hard for us. Our breakup was hard. Everything about our situation was really hard, I think, on both of us because it wasn't planned. It was literally one of those things where a deal breaker happened for me and I was like, dude, I can't move forward. This is my deal breaker. And it was honestly one of the hardest years ever. It was the hardest year because my best friend, I called her all the time, like we were close, and me and Kova's dad, we were really close too. Like we had literally envisioned our future together, and this was our baby girl, and Kova was my everything. So when it came to talking about sharing her, I was the most stubborn woman in the world. I was like, I'm not sharing her. Why? Like, you're a jerk or whatever. You know, you say stupid stuff and you're like, I don't want to share anything. I'm not sharing with you. You know what I mean?
Narcissists think of their children as possessions, and the way that Myka's talking, it does sound very much like she sees her daughter as her possession. Why should she share her? Instead of thinking of what is good for her daughter, that her daughter deserves to have some of her father's love as well.
Which obviously I don't feel that way at all anymore, but definitely when we first split up, it was really, really, really challenging because I couldn't imagine sharing my best friend.
Kova was her best friend. That's another red flag. A narcissist will often think of their child as a friend because they don't see themselves as responsible for the child. They see the child as giving to them in the same way as our friends might give to us. And best friend implies that they're close, that she's getting from Kova what one might get from their best friend. A mother isn't a friend to their child. A mother is a mother.
And now you want me to share her? What the hell? That's a horrible idea. We definitely did the whole court dance, but at first I want to say that it was honestly the hardest thing watching her go to her dad's for the weekend or even for one day. It took a couple years to like really accept, like, this is the new future and I have to share Kova. Like, she's not all mine. She's half of mine and half of his. That was really, really hard because I'm an only child. I'm stubborn and sometimes I just like to get my own way.
Myka doesn't empathise with Kova. She's not putting herself in Kova's shoes. She's just thinking of what Kova can do for her as her possession.
But I remember those first 2 years, like, just being bitter, like being stupid, being bitter, being dumb, being selfish, and just thinking like, why am I doing this? Like, why? There is no point. I don't need to consume myself about anything that they're doing. I don't need to worry about like, what's Kova doing, why she's there. Like, no.
She's reminding me of a jealous ex. What's her ex doing with her new partner? What's she up to? So again, the focus hasn't been on wanting Kova to have fun and wanting the best for her. It's just been about her and whether she's getting Kova's attention or somebody else's. She's seeing this as a competition and whether she's winning or her ex-partner is. Narcissistic people tend to be really competitive.
I didn't expect it. My kids in my home, they're super attached to me. In regards to my husband versus me, They really just cling to me when they're having a bad day, when they get hurt, they always come to me.
What would it have felt like for Myka to have lost that competition with someone? And once she'd lost, would Huxley still have been as valuable to her?
I remember saying that to myself, nobody will ever want to date me because I have a child from a past relationship. I'm considered like undesirable. I'm not important anymore because men don't want a woman with a child. Like, I remember thinking all of these crazy thoughts in my head. I lived in this little tiny apartment. I had to find an apartment at the very last minute. I had to find whatever I could afford. I was a nurse at the time. I get so excited about this. I don't know if I can do it. If they're starting to grow, okay? If they're starting to grow, it's going to take care of business, okay? I had no idea what I was talking about, so I needed to stop right then and there. All right, juice. That's my baby. I am a mom, and I'm doing this. Crazy, I know. She wants some juice. Okay, I need to go, but here's my juice. First juice ever. This is the first video. I'm not going to do all this information. I don't know a lot of information. I'm just rock and roll and seeing what happens. All right, stay tuned if you want to see my results or how awful it is or how hard it's going to be, because it's going to be really hard. Okay, day 1. Good morning. Hey guys, night 1 of 21-day juice fast. I'm going to lose this weight. It's 21 pounds in 21 days. The book's legit. Night 1. It's really, really hard. All I want to do is put food in my mouth. Like, I want to chew on something. I'm drinking just juices and fluids, so my mouth is so bored. I keep thinking of the craziest ways to eat something. Like, oh, Myka, you can have some soup. Maybe you could sneak some soup in there, like, or a cucumber. Maybe you can just have a cucumber real quick. Like, nobody will notice. Like, the weirdest things I'm just craving. What else was I going to say? So, just drinking fluids is hard. This is my little girl, Kova. Say hi, everybody. Hi. And she's going to turn 1 on Saturday. Say hi. And so, and I also realized that I'm not a huge fan of the straight vegetable juices. It's not that fun. It's really not. I like to have a little bit of fruit in there. A little sweetness. No. What else was I going to say? I'm going to post my measurements so you kind of know. I'm 5'8". I weigh 135 pounds. And I don't know my waist or any of that measurements. I'll have to look that up. But so far, it's going okay. I didn't cheat today. It's not daylight, I promise. I have a lot of lights on in my apartment. So, yeah, you can even, if you look over up there on the counter, you'll see my juice. My, evening juice meal. I mean, pretty impressive if you ask me. Alright, you guys, I'm drained. I woke up at 4 in the morning. I worked a 12-hour shift. I'm a nurse. Walked on the floor all day, and all I had was juices. Everyone in the cafeteria, like, had their taco salads from Taco Bell and all of their terrific food from the cafeteria. And I busted in there with my bell pepper juice, and
She's not the most attentive mother. You can see Kova is offering her a toy. Kova wants some attention, and she has done for a while. And Myka barely looks at her.
I was like, check me out. Nah, none of that really happened, but yeah, I did have bell pepper juice, and it kind of sucked. I don't know if I didn't put the right ingredients in, but I'm working on the juicing. You just gotta give me time, and I got day 1 down. The first couple days are gonna suck. Go clean up your room. I want you to help Dad. Look at me. And please brush your hair. It looks really crazy. So brush your hair and clean up your room. Kova is doing a little bit of writing in her journal. Oh, she's drawing pictures. Remember to do your homework when Mommy's gone, okay? Okay. Promise? Animals and toys, never CDs. So you can tell by my lack of investment.
Hey, Kova, is this yours?
No. Like 18, Aaron Carter. I got a little girl that's crying because she knows I'm leaving on a trip. I've never left you that long, have I? Well, when you were gone then the summer I left you. No, Dad. I didn't stay here. Sorry. Is it hard to say bye to Mama? saddest thing I've ever seen. I'm not laughing.
Instead of comforting her daughter and telling her it's going to be okay, I'm going to be home soon, think about all the things you're going to be able to do that you can tell me about when I get back. We'll speak on the phone every day, we'll do FaceTime every day, you know, the time will go by so fast. There's so many things that she could have said that she doesn't say, you know, that would have comforted her daughter. And instead, she seems to me to be focused on what her daughter's reaction means about her.
It was so sad. She goes, I'll see you in 5 days. And she just started crying. She was trying to just tell me, I'll see you soon. And she couldn't say it because it upset her so bad.
How special she must be to her daughter and how important she is to her daughter for her to cry, you know, for her to be so worried, you know, and already missing her. A narcissistic mother will have limited empathy for her children because the purpose of her children is to make her feel good about herself. So whereas mothers who are not narcissistic will see themselves as responsible for looking after the children, a narcissistic mother will see the children as responsible for making her look good and feel good, you know, feel good about herself, feel important and valued. So as long as her children are carrying out that role, she will feel close to them and happy with them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you gonna miss me? You aren't gonna see me for 5 days. You gonna miss Mama? Was that a real miss you?
So she's not able to put her daughter first. She's not able to, you know, think about her daughter's feelings and want to nurture them and be a mother.
Oh, don't be sad. Oh, you got the toothbrush. La 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 la. Mr. Toothbrush said I'll brush your tooth. Brush your nose, your nose. Your nose, nose, nose. Toothbrushing your nose.
Instead, it seems to me that really she's the child in this situation. Children of narcissists learn that the narcissist parent's way of seeing things always has to be right because they get praised and encouraged when they agree with them, because that makes that parent feel important and like they're always right. So in that way, a parent who is a narcissist forms a kind of family cult, and everyone has to follow these invisible rules in which the narcissist parent is always right and always knows best. So in this case, you can see how Myka's changing view of Huxley seems to be affecting the other members of the family. Look at how Kova behaved with Huxley at the beginning of Huxley joining the family. But in a later video, her face looks quite different. And I think that might be because Myka's attitude towards Huxley has changed. So she's gone from thinking of Huxley as this really great addition to the family to seeing him quite differently.
Happy gotcha day. Look what I got you. Look.
This?
Look, Huxley. Come here.
I'm going to leave it here, and in the next video I'm going to look at the narcissism in us all. We're all a bit narcissistic to some degree, whether we want to think so or not. So that video is going to be called How Narcissistic Are You? And I'm going to put that out next week. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.